Hello and welcome to Miniature Adventures. I'm Big Lee and this week I want to talk about the Analogue Hobbies Painting Challenge. So this week I want to talk about the Analogue Hobbies Painting Challenge, an event that has become an established and rather cherished tradition for hobbyists like myself. Now the challenge kicked off yesterday and it's a highlight of my hobby calendar. Now, I've often described this particular event as a collective or collaborative painting challenge with numerous participants joining in to share ideas, inspire each other and showcase their work. Another fitting description would be a collaborative painting exercise, as the challenge embodies a spirit of cooperation. Each year it produces an extraordinary body of work that reflects the combined efforts of a passionate and talented community of painters. Now, so for several years now I've been part of this event. Sometimes my output is higher, other times it's more modest, but the joy of painting and the inspiration I draw from other participants remains a constant. This year I've decided to take things perhaps just a little bit easier than normal, focusing less on quantity and more on savouring the experience. I have a new project to work on, but it's nowhere near as large as some that I've undertaken in previous years. Nonetheless, I'm confident that the spectacle of creativity and camaraderie will be as inspiring as it ever is. Now, the Analogue Hobbies Painting Challenge is a cornerstone, as I say, of my hobby year, and it's usually when I get the bulk of my painting done. I've always believed that collective targets and collaborative efforts are powerful motivators, boosting both productivity and enjoyment. And consequently, I plan for this event months in advance, selecting projects, gathering materials and setting goals. And this year the challenge has 80 participants, each setting their own personal points targets. So those that have never experienced the challenge before, how does it work? Well, the Analogue Hobbies Painting Challenge operates on a point system that rewards participants based on the quantity of painted miniatures, with different points values assigned to infantry, cavalry, artillery and different scales. And in previous years also terrain, although unfortunately not this year. Bonus points are also available for participating in themed bonus rounds, adding an extra layer of creativity and fun, and there's some side duels as well going on. And to maximise productivity, players are allowed to clean and prep their models prior to the commencement of the challenge, and this means that we can all hit the ground running as the event kicks off. Now, the competition spans 3 months, and by the end most of us are thoroughly exhausted, but also immensely proud of what we've managed to accomplish. I mean, despite the effort involved, the event is more about personal achievement than outright competition. Now, of course, there are prizes for the top scoring painters, and the real reward lies in seeing the amazing work produced by the community and sharing it in the collective joy of creation. Now, as mentioned earlier, participants set their own target scores, with 500 points often being considered a reasonable goal. My personal best has been about 1,200 points, but the top painters regularly achieve an astonishing 4,000 or 5,000 points. I mean, their sheer productivity is nothing short of awe-inspiring, and while I'll never reach their heights, I do find their dedication very motivating. But you have to ask, what is the true purpose of the Analogue Hobbies Painting Challenge? Well, for me, it's about overcoming the procrastination that often plagues us hobbyists. Enthusiasm for new projects can wane over time, turning what began as a thrilling endeavour into a tedious grind. The Painting Challenge, with its structured timeline, sense of community, and that little bit of friendly peer pressure, helps keep that initial spark alive, gets projects finished. Now, indeed, collective painting, whether through a formal event like the Painting Challenge or more casual settings like painting chat sessions, can have a profound impact. So, for instance, my group Posties Rejects holds a weekly painting chat session on Zoom where we work on our miniatures while sharing stories and having a good laugh. Now, these gatherings, much like the challenge, have helped us complete armies and projects that might have otherwise lingered and gathering dust on the table in that dreaded pile of shame. Now, running an event on this scale is no small feat, and Kurt, the organiser, deserves immense credit for his dedication. In the early years he managed to do everything on his own, no idea how, but as the event has grown he has enlisted a group of minions to help moderate, score and manage the hundreds of entries submitted each week. Now, having served as a minion myself some years ago, I can attest to the hard work and commitment this role demands. Hats off to those who have taken the responsibility year after year to ensure the smooth running of the challenge itself. Now, while I'm taking a more relaxed approach this year, my preparation still began months ago. I've been planning what to work on, buying models and devising my strategy. The final weeks leading up to the kick-off of the competition is spent cleaning and prepping figures, mounting them on sticks for easier handling and priming them ready for painting. And I'm also known for my meticulous challenge spreadsheet where I log each project, submission date, points earned, and this resource has actually become an invaluable tool for me because I've got all previous years are on there, so all the events that I've taken part in. It enables me to go back and reflect on how my output has evolved and projects that have been achieved and when I did them and so on. Now, additionally, I start drafting blog posts to accompany the pictures of my completed projects, which I'll share on the challenge blog. Now, these posts are often an opportunity to showcase my work, share insights and connect with other participants. The blog is a vibrant hub of activity throughout the challenge, filled with stunning photos, engaging stories and helpful tips. And of course, not just the participants get to see that output, it's available for anyone to see, so I'll put a link to the blog in the comment section below, and please do pop in and have a look. You'll be amazed at the quality and the quantity of work that gets published on there from the 80 or so participants to the challenge. Now the Analogue Hobbies Painting Challenge is a celebration of creativity and perseverance. Even modest goals can feel like significant achievements in the context of this supportive community. And while I've set myself modest targets this year, the challenge always pushes me to do more than I thought I could otherwise. Now, one of the most rewarding aspects of the event is the chance to vote for your favourite entries at the end. And with so many incredible pieces to choose from, this task is both challenging and inspiring. It's a testament to the immense talent and dedication of everyone involved. So now I'd like to hear from you. Have you ever participated in a painting challenge or in some other sort of collective painting experience, whether it's, like I say, whether it is the challenge or a very similar event? Have you joined forces with friends or club members to work on a shared project? And if so, did it help you to achieve more than you might have on your own, especially when that initial excitement for a project begins to wane? As always, I would love to hear your experiences and how collective painting has impacted your hobby journey. Share your thoughts in the comments section below, please, and let's keep the conversation going, inspire each other to achieve great things in the world of miniature painting. Now, in closing, I'm looking forward to another exciting season of the Analogue Hobbies Painting Challenge. Whether you're a veteran participant or new to the event, I hope you find as much joy and inspiration in it as I do. Happy painting, and may your brushes stay sharp and your creativity be boundless. So time for a hobby update. Well, of course the challenge kicked off yesterday morning here in the UK, so most of the previous week has been filled with last minute preparation, and in my case most of what I wanted to start working on was already primed and ready, but in the last few days I tend to have a clear up of my workspace, double check my planning schedules and my projects to ensure that I've got everything covered. I know that once things get started going, I'll probably be far too busy to waste time cleaning my desk, so that was my last chance for the next 3 months or so. So yesterday I got started on my first submission for the challenge. It's become a bit of a tradition for me to kick off with a Christmas themed model, and this year I have another figure from Wargames Foundry to work on. I have a bit of extra time over the Christmas holidays. I always try and make a couple of extra days off, so once this model is done I'm hoping to hit the ground running with my main project. It's a collaboration with Ray, and we're going to be doing Napoleon's retreat from Russia in 1812, and I'm going to be doing the Russians. So with the challenge starting, it's likely that my weekly posts will be perhaps a little bit more erratic. I always start with good intentions of putting out extra challenge specific posts, but once the competition starts I soon come to the realisation that I don't have time to do any of that. So I'm aiming to keep my weekly talking points going, but perhaps a little bit shorter, with a challenge update included to showcase my most recent submissions. I'll most likely still have the occasional game report to discuss, and at least one show is taking place during the period of the challenge, so I'll still be doing those as usual. Now, I've mentioned several times that while I'm no stranger to 28mm miniatures, it has mostly been single fantasy models rather than units of historical figures that have been painted in that scale. The vast majority of my collection is 6mm or 15mm, so this year's project, as I mentioned earlier, Napoleon 1812 Retreat from Moscow, is going to test me in new ways. I don't, for instance, know how fast I can paint a unit to a standard that I am happy with. I'm planning on turning out one unit a week, but here at the start of the competition I have absolutely no idea if that is over or under ambitious. It's not called a painting challenge for nothing. So this is likely to be my last post before the holiday, so I'd like to take this opportunity to wish you all a very happy Christmas. Thank you so much for being part of this growing community of miniature adventurers. Without you, this channel simply wouldn't exist, and I really am very, very grateful for each and every one of you. Your support, passion, your creativity and your comments make this such an amazing place to share and explore our shared love for tabletop wargaming and historical miniatures. Here's to more epic adventures together in 2025. So as always, please join in the conversation in the comments below, and if you enjoyed today's video, please like, subscribe and share, and of course if you want to keep up to date with weekly content from this channel, please tap the bell notification. So until next week, stay safe, keep gaming, and of course, happy Christmas and keep rolling high.